Today we're going to watch her. Today we are going to view her session.
Can you just again reiterate a little bit her background? I'm recording now.
Okay, yeah. Tammy Danilovic has been a holistic practitioner for about 20 years. Her holistic modalities are such in sound therapy, and it has been with the geriatric population throughout her career. She's a Reiki master, polarity therapist. She uses sound therapy in her practice. She works at Mount Alverna right now as a life enrichment documentation specialist, and she was a life enrichment director for 26 years. So we welcome her today to give us some ideas how sound therapy is beneficial. And afterwards, she will join us. And if you have any questions about sound therapy, she'll be more than happy to answer those. Okay, and Sue's going to pull up the video. If you could please mute yourself so that there is not background noise, that would be lovely. I will also mute myself while we're watching the video. Enjoy, and we'll talk to you probably in about 30 minutes. Okay.
Well, welcome everybody. I'm really happy to be here with you today to share one of my loves and passions, and that is sound therapy with the use of tuning forks and singing bowls and awakening bells for optimal health and well-being. So today I have some knowledge to share with you about the benefits of sound therapy, my journey along with one person's discoveries of sound therapy, and that would be Dr. John Value, who I did study with. So let's get started. I have all these tuning forks here with me today, plus an awakening bell and many other instruments to show you today as we go throughout. And even a singing bowl. So I'm gonna play you the singing bowl so you know what that sounds like. We'll get started. So, sound therapy with the use of tuning forks stimulates the nervous system and reduces tension in the body. It tunes your body in just the same way as finding a pitch in a choir or tuning a piano. Some of the health benefits of sound therapy, especially with the tuning forks, the singing bowls, and the waking bell, are it helps improve circulation in the body. It supports the immune system. It supports the entire nervous system, helps heal soft tissue, reduces inflammation in the body. It enhances memory, creativity, focus, concentration. It helps with cardiovascular health. It provides a deep state of relaxation and calmness. People feel really calm and relaxed after a session with the tuning forks, and it could even be a 5-minute session with the tuning forks. So again, my name is Tammy Danilovic, and I'm a holistic practitioner. I started out in the early 90s as an activities director, and I'm still working as a life enrichment employee at Mount Alverna, and I'm doing documentation there. Some of the holistic modalities such as the tuning forks and the deep bowls there. So through my journey, I was trying to figure out a way that I could provide holistic modalities to the senior citizens that I work with So I started taking this class back in 2001, and it is called Polarity Therapy. And polarity therapy is an integrative form of holistic health. It deals with nutrition and polarity yoga, polarity reflexology, polarity body work that also has different techniques that maybe a Reiki practitioner would use, and some techniques that maybe even a massage therapist would use too as well. So it's very integrative. And through my training, we were able to experience and have classes on sound therapy. And we would also trade sessions between students. And one day, one of the students said, "Hey, would you like to pair up and practice before clinical experience that we would have every once in a while, once a month?" And I said yes. And she decided that she would like to do a whole sound therapy session on me. And so that's what we did. And she provided me with a full sound therapy session. And that was so profound, that moment, that day, it changed my life. So with all the sounds, I could feel the vibrations in my body and the shifts and the changes. And so I wanted to learn more and more and more about sound therapy with the tuning forks. And so that's what I did. So my next step was to go where I could get the best possible training and education with sound. And that was heading out to upstate New York and studying with Dr. John Value. And I'll be calling him Dr. John throughout the rest of the sessions here with you all today. And so I began training with him. And that was probably the best decision I could have ever made, because it's something that I use every day of my life here now. So Dr. John, he is a naturopathic doctor, an educator, polarity therapist, and he also, to this day, we use his workbook that he provided for all of us students, and a scientist. And I'm going to take you back to 1974, where all of this began. And Dr. John was working at Bellevue Psychiatric Hospital, and he was also working with New York State University to study the nervous system. And at New York State University, he was working with a soundproof chamber for over 500 hours over a period of 2 years to study the nervous system. And when he started studying the nervous system, the only two things that he knew, especially with going into the soundproof chamber, is that he would be hearing a higher pitch sound, and that would be the nervous system, and a lower pitch sound, and that would be the blood circulating in the body, and everything else was trial and error. And so he would go in and out of this chamber, studying the nervous system. And one day, because he's a musician, he got this brilliant idea. Well, if I can get a hold of 2 tuning forks or a couple tuning forks, let's see what that would do going into the chamber. So he went out to Greenwich Village in New York, went in a music store and found only 2 tuning forks, and it happened to be a C and an A. Back then in 1974, it was so difficult to have tuning forks. We didn't have all these tuning forks that you see today back in 1974. So his first experience, he brought these 2 tuning forks on into the chamber, and instantaneously his body became balanced. And so he started working with these tuning forks. And sometime later, he, I know you're probably wondering, how do we get all these tuning forks? So this is how it happened.
one day he was traveling to upstate New York to go to a conference, and a police officer pulls him over because he's speeding. And the police officer saw these tuning forks sitting at the passenger side and said, "Hey, what are you doing with those tuning forks?" And John's like, "Well, I use them in my healing practice. I'm studying the nervous system, and here I only have these 2 tuning forks, and that's what I'm using." And the police officer had him get out of his car, take him over to the police cruiser, and the police officer shows him his tuning forks. The tuning forks that the police officer was able to calibrate the radar gun somehow with the tuning forks to catch John speeding. So the police officer showed him how he caught him speeding and how he calibrated the radar gun. And John was so amazed. John asked him, "Hey, where do you get your tuning forks from? I'm trying to get more tuning forks because I'm studying the nervous system and I'm studying sound with the nervous system." And the police officer says, "Yeah, I have a contact for you." So the police officer did give John the ticket, and John said it just taught him that he needed to slow down at the time. And if he did not make this contact, who knows what would have happened. But John was able to buy tuning forks. So what he did was with this contact, and actually the tuning forks that we have today are from the same company that produced his tuning forks. Actually, John bought that company, so we can get as many tuning forks as we want now. So with that said, he had made up a whole set, like you would find like the keys on a piano, A, B, C, D, E, C, the regular Pythagorean tuning of a piano, the set. He calls them solar harmonics because it had such a bright sound to it. So then he was able to experiment with the full set. So when he went into the chamber, he would take a C, and always a C, and combine it with like a G, and he would listen to the sounds at that point. And so he was able to take a C and a G one day, and maybe for a whole week, and then move on to a C and an A, and so on and so forth. And he, even if he was not in the soundproof chamber, he was living in and out of these different sounds. He would find out. So when at nighttime, he would turn on music, or he would have recorded C and G music playing all night long. Or when he was out and about going to the grocery store, he could program in his mind that C and the G sound. So he was living in and out. He called that interval submersion. So he was living in and out of these sounds. So what he found with the C and the G, it had cardiovascular health, joint mobility, boost the immune system support, and also created something called nitric oxide, which I will explain a little bit later. C and the A, folks that had headaches, migraines, that would be used for a C and the A. A C and the E, motivation, concentration, helps with upper GI tract and liver function. And C and the D, urinary tract issues and lymphatic system. And so he was able to do all that research in the soundproof chamber, so that he could share to polarity therapists and other people psychiatrists and psychologists or other holistic practitioners that wanted to provide healing and sound into their practice. And then back in 1995, another discovery came about with about 3 different scientists, and it was called nitric oxide. It's a nitrogen atom combined with an oxygen atom, and when released into the body, it provides a deep sense of relaxation, not only that, health, well-being, and optimal health. And so that was a huge discovery for these 3 scientists. But John was still studying tuning forks and sound back in 2002, and he decided that he would do some more research on nitric oxide. And one of his fellow scientists named Dr. George Stefano and Dr. John Value discovered that using tuning forks, especially a C128, this tuning fork right here, that it created nitric oxide, a cascading effect affecting optimal health and well-being when the tuning fork was spiked, like this is called like puffing and spiking. And when it was sounded and placed on a person's body, it created that nitric oxide in the body for optimal health and well-being. So that was another huge discovery. And if you only had one option of tuning forks, the C128 would be the best tuning fork to use on yourselves or other people. The contraindications, you would need to be very careful, and unless you had major training, if you had, meaning if you had a pacemaker, I would discourage using it on that unless you were with a trained professional. Or we would not put a tuning fork on a person that had like a new hip replacement or a broken bone. You would need to seek out a professional sound therapist, polarity therapist, massage therapist that works with sound to do that. But everything else, I'm working in activities for over 26, going on 27 years, and a good portion of the everyday life, I use the tuning forks on many residents in our building at Mount Alverna, and it's always welcome, and they really enjoy it. You know, they'll say, wow, you have all these different types of instruments. Every day you come in with a different instruments to share with me. And yes, this has been a full part of my whole life now for over 20 years. So with that said, I have Terry here, and I'm happy to demonstrate on her with some of these sounds. So I will show you. So here is Terry. So when I do a polarity therapy session, I set fulcrums and I pretend that there's a big pole running down my body and I center myself so that Terry can receive this positive and wonderful experience, or anybody else that I'm working with. So I usually put up the tuning forks to listen to it to myself. And then, Terry, are you okay with listening? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And this tuning fork is called a C128, and it's the most popular. And as I said, if you only had one tuning fork that you wanted to buy, this would be it. And this is a weighted tuning fork. And now, Terry, I'm going to touch you with it, if you don't mind. And it provides a deep state of relaxation and nice vibration, even if you cannot hear. Right now, this is a weighted tuning fork, so Terry's going to be able to hear the sound. It has like a buzzing type of sound. The other tuning forks that I'll demonstrate with you today are not weighted, and you'll be able to hear that sound. So if you have hearing deficits, the vibrations go straight into your body, and you will have the same benefit. So even if you have hearing loss, you'll still be able to hear, you'll still gain the benefits of the tuning forks. So then I also have a wide array of tuning forks. And what's nice about the tuning forks, you can do, like I mentioned, combine the C and another note, such as like this. Or you can create overtones with the tuning forks. You can tap them together, listen to them. And you can do different things, combinations with the tuning forks. And the energy, even you can have a specific reason why you're doing the tuning forks, or it doesn't matter. I can pull out some more tuning forks and add them to the mix for Terry to listen. Or take one out and bring another couple in to the mix. And when Terry's getting a session, I'm also receiving a session too here too. And if you're familiar with the chakra systems, I can work the chakra systems along with using the tuning forks as well. And then I have a singing bowl. I'm going to grab my singing bowl, a couple singing bowls. This one I've used for many, many years. And I think when I bought this one, it was talking to me because it's really provided a lot of joy throughout my career. And here's the sound. It just has a really nice sound to it. I kind of swirl it around. I can go up and down with it too. It just has a really nice tone. And then I have another, a smaller one. You can get them in all different sizes. And this one I just recently received as a gift. And from one of my music therapy friends. And I like this tone too. It's a higher pitched tone. And again, you can work it the same way. And I have this awakening bell. This is one that John also created. This one is to theta waves. And yes, I have like a set that has alpha, beta, delta, theta waves, but I really like this instrument too as well. This might be a little bit, we'll see how it goes, but I use it too. It also has a nice tone to theta waves. And I'm gonna use it like this, and I go up and down, and you can really, it just has a really nice vibration too as well. And so this is another one of favorite ones, especially if I'm doing like a group activity. I might start off with using this one just to get everybody's attention and focus. and ready to concentrate on whatever I'm sharing with them for that day or teaching them something new and different. And I always like to start off with sound. And then I also have another one that I just my music therapy friend also provided me with this gift too as well. This is tuned to love. So it's a whistle. And, I mean, so it's a different sound. There. So all of these things, whether it's the tuning forks, the singing bowls, the awakening bell, or a whistle, they provide a deep state of relaxation and comfort for people. I just have found many, many benefits with the tuning fork. So I'm just wondering if everybody wants to maybe experience a little bit of the tuning forks at home. And what I can do is take you through a short little meditation. And if you want, you can do that at your seat. And even Terry right here can do that. And or if you just wanted to just listen and watch and see how that all works too. It's up to you. So either way is fine with me. And I think then you'll be able to experience a little bit of the tuning forks at home, since I'm not able to be with you personally here. So are you ready, Terry?
Yeah, I'm ready. I enjoyed the bowls. I felt like the vibration in my chest. It was amazing. Just having them up here, I could feel that, which was really relaxing.
Wow,
I really enjoyed that.
So, the one day a couple weeks ago, I was working on a resident at Mount Alverna, and she fell asleep on me. And said, wow, deep state of relaxation. Yes. If anything, it definitely provides relaxation. So I'm really hoping that with the video today that you'll be able to experience a little bit of what Terry's experiencing and anybody that I work with on a regular basis experiences. Throughout my career as a holistic practitioner, I became a hypnotherapist. So that's another reason why I'd like to share some guided meditation with you too. I think it would be the best way to get you into experience the tuning forks and for all of you. So with that said, place your feet on the ground, hands gently by your side, and just start taking some deep breaths on in. Deep breath on in, and exhale, and deep breath on in, and exhale all the way down. And if you haven't, feel free to close your eyes and just start relaxing your body. And remember to take your deep breaths. Breathe on in and exhale all the way down. Let's focus on your feet, releasing and relaxing any parts of your feet. Just let all that tension go. And just take another deep breath on in and exhale all the way down. The sound of my voice is calming, and the sounds that you hear today will provide a deep sense of relaxation. With any sound that you hear today, you'll become deeper and deeper relaxed, deeper and deeper relaxed with the sound of my voice or the sounds that you hear with the tuning forks, singing bells, and awakening bells. And now focus on your legs and just relax your legs, letting all that tension run out and deeper relaxed. And again, focus on your arms and just Feel that weight being lifted off of you. Deeper and deeper relax, relaxing your shoulders and your eyes and your face muscles, relaxing all those muscles around your face and eyes. And even if you wanted to open up your eyes right now, you are so deeply relaxed that even if you tried, you could not open it. You're so deeply relaxed. You're relaxed from the tip of your head to the tip of your toes, releasing and relaxing all your muscles. And now you see in your mind's eye a vision, a nice waterfall off to the distance. You hear the water falling down into the lake or ocean from this waterfall, this beautiful waterfall that you see. And also to the distance, you see a chair, an easy chair or a recliner. Well, go take a seat in that and make yourself comfortable in that in your mind's eye and just become so relaxed. See what you see, hear what you hear, and know what you know. And enjoy that beautiful waterfall and nature as you hear the sounds of the tuning forks, the singing bells and the waking bell. So deeply relaxed with every sound you hear. And take another deep breath on in now. Deeper and deeper relaxed. You feel so deeply relaxed, 100 times relaxed now. Feeling the vibrations going on into your body, feeling so wonderful, feeling that energy. And now, imagine now it's time to start integrating into this room again. So I'm going to count down from 10 to 1, and when I say 1, you can open your eyes, and hopefully you'll be feeling really good and calm and relaxed. So 10, feeling good about yourself in every way. 9, starting to slowly wake up, feeling all those wonderful vibrations that we just heard. And 8 and 7, feeling good about yourself. And 6, if you have a special intention, you can add it right now. I'll give you a couple minutes to do that, or a couple seconds to do that. Any special intentions that you would like. And 6, feeling totally relaxed. And 5, you enjoyed this session with me here today. And 4, starting to come to now. 3, feeling good about yourself in every way. 2 and 1, wakey, wakey. And here we are.
That was wonderful.
Terry, how are you feeling?
Wow, I felt like I just took a little nap. I'm ready to go. I loved it. It's amazing how the different tunes sort of took me away. And I focused on them instead of focusing on anything else. So I think that's a lot of it.
Yes, exactly.
Mhm.
Yes.
I love
Yes.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me here today, Terry. I really enjoyed it, and really happy to share the sounds. The tuning forks are really a modality that I just have really loved to share with other people as much as I possibly can, share with my residents on a daily basis. And hopefully, I'm hopefully that all of you enjoyed my session today, and yeah, so I thank you,
so
everybody.
much. Thank you. And again, if somebody were to want to purchase one of the tuning forks, which is the best one to purchase?
The C128 is the best. It's called C128. And online, I know, yes, Dr. John's website is biosonics.com if you wanted more information about sounds and tuning forks, but there are cheaper versions of the C128 out there that you can get if you just look up tuning fork C128, you can find it. But if you did want more information about just sound in general, even on his website, he has testimonials and more information about his research with the nitric oxide and time in the sound chamber too as well. So yep, if you only needed one tuning fork or wanted one tuning fork, this would be it. And Terry, if anybody is interested on how to use it, you have an instrument, but some people might be wondering how to use it. You know, some people, if you hold down here, you're not going to get a sound. You have to hold at the stem, and the meaty part of your hand will give you the sound and vibration. And placing it on, Dr. John says that no more than like 2 or 3 times on one spot. And you can, what's nice about the tuning forks, you can move it down. You know, you don't need to keep it on the vibration for the whole time. But if you wanted to hold the tuning fork here, you could do that too. And if any of you did want more instruction on how to use the tuning forks, feel free to reach out to Terry, and Terry can reach out to me at any time. And I would be happy to lead you through and how to use the tuning forks. So yeah.
I actually did purchase that after her session. So, and I do utilize it. It sort of wakes me up. Sometimes it calms me, but I use it. I have it right next to my bed, and I in the morning, and it just sort of revives me.
Yes, and that is another thing that Dr. John says. Having a tuning fork by your bed, like the first thing in the morning, before you even step your foot onto the floor, pick up the tuning fork and just listen to it, and just it just helps start the day. And that's what I tell my residents. A lot of times I will go around with the tuning forks before they even start their day. And it makes such a big difference. And I work on a rehab unit, and you know, and they're working really hard with their occupational therapy, their physical therapy, and they really receive a lot of benefit from the sounds and the tuning forks, and it just starts their day in a positive way. And yeah,
Wonderful. Well, thank you, Tammy, so much. And thank you, everybody, for watching. And if you have any questions or comments or any information that you need, feel free to reach out to me. Thank you.
Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
Welcome back, everyone. And I believe we have Tammy here, and I am going to promote her so she can talk with us. Well, she was there.
She's there now. Hi, Tammy. You're muted.
Maybe I can.
Hi. Hello.
Hi, Tammy. Wonderful. Thank you for joining us. We just watched the video, and it was amazing. And we have Sue here with us, and she is sort of the person who will monitor the questions if there are any questions. But thank you and welcome back. I appreciate you jumping on in case we have any questions. And this is Marla. Marla, this is Tammy. So it looks like, oh, yeah, we have one question from Jody. Dr. John's last name.
Value. Let me get it out so I could spell it for you. Because it's a long one. Long name. Put down my phone.
And we appreciate you, Tammy, interrupting your workday to do this for us and answer these questions.
I love to be part of it, so I'm glad it worked out. But yeah, John's last name is spelled B as in boy, E-A-U-L-I-E-U, value. So B-E-A-U-L-I-E-U.
That's exactly how I thought it was spelled. Thank
Oh,
you. We had, I enjoyed it, and I enjoyed the meditation portion of it also. I enjoyed that again. So I appreciate that. And I don't know, Sue, do we have any other questions from anyone? Oh, Marla has a question.
I have a question. Hi, Tammy. I know you talked about some of the contraindications or times you wouldn't want to use the tuning forks. Is there a certification that someone could get, or do you recommend they attend a class before they would start using the instruments?
It's one of those things where if you are like a Reiki practitioner or a polarity practitioner, massage therapist, they do use that in conjunction with their therapies. But if you're just doing it for yourself and you want some relief, and you know how to use them, or you reach out to me and I show you, as long as you're not working on thousands of people, if it's for yourself and family, that should be fine, knowing the contraindications of, yeah, if you have a fracture, you're not going to put it directly on the fracture, or if you had a new hip replacement or knee surgery, you're not going to put the tuning fork directly on the part that had the surgery. And also pacemakers, and if you had like a shunt or something along those lines, those are the type of things that we stay away from.
Okay. Thank
Yeah,
you.
you're welcome.
What about, Tammy, what about pregnancy? Are there any restrictions with pregnancy?
No, if you, meaning I should say this, I would stay away from the feet, because there are some points that could possibly labor, and we don't want that. Not until it's time, but yeah, if you were pregnant and you wanted to put like the C128, the weighted tuning fork on the belly and all that, perfectly fine. Yep. Yeah.
Cool. Okay, that's good to know. I appreciate that. And I love the bowl,
Yes.
the sound of the bowl, but I think that because of, I'm not sure what it was with the computer, I don't think that everybody could hear that. It was such an awesome sound. And I really thought that maybe they missed that because of the computer. I don't know, maybe it toned it out or something. Yeah, but I appreciate that. And like I said, I do have the C128, and when I saw you, I saw Tammy at a Elder Professionals of Ohio meeting, and she did the sort of the session, and immediately that day I bought it. So I really enjoy it, and I just enjoy it makes you really relaxed. And I might not be doing it right, you know, I'm holding it the way I'm supposed to. Mine even came with a little sort of I pulled it down here. It came with a little drummer so that I could use it if I needed to. So I don't know if this is something that they come with, but it also is beneficial because then you don't have to use the palm of your hand. But it's just amazing the feel of it and what it does. I really enjoy it. Thank you so much, Tammy. I appreciate it. Yeah. Any other? And I tell you, if anyone has any questions, and this is recorded, so people can go back into our resources and look at it. And so if they do come to me with questions, I will definitely forward them to you.
Yep, that is perfectly fine. Yep, absolutely. Yeah, thank
Thank you
you.
so much. And is that it, Sue? No more questions?
I do not see any other questions or chats in the chat box, and we appreciate everyone joining us today. And this should be up on our resource page within the next week.
Awesome. Thank you, Tammy. Thank you, everybody.
Have a
Bye-bye.
good, bye-bye.